Hello, can you hear me? All right, let's see here.
I can hear you.
Cool. We'll be starting just a second.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Nick Colley. I'm one of the D4D leads here. And today we're going to be talking about the upcoming hackathon that will be kicking off this Friday. So just to kind of get us in, I'm putting together documentation as we speak, and this will go live in the chat shortly. This will cover everything from details of the event, new data.world announcement, as well as some really cool things that we've got set up. So just a real fast heads up though, we got some upcoming events. We do have the March 28th tomorrow. We're going to be continuing our tutorials on pandas for Python. And then, oddly enough, I forgot to put in the fact that we're having this major thing called a hackathon at the end of this week. Let me put that in there real fast, and we can. So the hackathon is going to take place from this Friday to Sunday. I believe it's April 2nd to 2 p.m. EDT. And we'll get into more of those details momentarily. But first, let's dive into a quick message from data.world.
For those of you that haven't met me yet, I'm Gabrielle.
Are you able to hear that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Swider. I'm our marketing specialist at data.world. And got a couple other folks in the room here. Passing my computer here. That's Lydia. Do you want to just introduce yourself? Yeah, I'm a little bit
Hey guys, I'm Sharon. I am going to be in Chicago and I'm
Hello, I'm Rafa. I'll be in Austin and I head up to development for
awesome. So data.world's been partnering with a lot of the channels so far, but we're also
I can't hear her.
Lydia will be in Austin along with some of our other Austin colleagues as well. So we have a couple different things that we wanted to share.
Oh no, I'm lagging out.
This group. First one is just a heads up that we'll be rolling out some resources that y'all can use. Rafa has been kind enough to put together a guide with like top tips and tricks for hackers for this weekend, so that folks not familiar with data.world yet can have kind of a quick start guide for the tools and resources that we think will be most helpful for that group. I think it's already been shared on some of the channels, but Sharon and our colleague Noah had put together a on best practices guide. So those resources and a couple others we'll be putting together and probably sharing via dataset and data.world. We'll make sure to get all that information out to you guys before the end of the week. But if there's anything in particular that y'all have questions on, feel free to let us know. We've also been working with some of the sub-channels, the channels in D4D to help them prep some of their data. So if anybody on the Hangout here or anybody in any of the channels want some help with that in preparation for the hackathon, feel free to reach out to me or anybody else at data.world, and we can definitely give you guys a hand. Our goal is just to make data.world a resource that people can use during the hackathon and to be on hand to answer any questions, basically. We also are going to be rolling out some new features in conjunction with the hackathon, which is exciting. Now we'll turn it over to our team over here for for an update. Yeah, you guys get to see our people here. So,
Hey guys. So we have been moving fast, as you may have noticed, and trying not to break everything in once. But we are going to be rolling out new features, and I think most of them are on the data set page or on just how you interact with data, either on our site or using our page. On the data set page, we have added this sidebar where you can see the activity. So what has happened so far in the data set, who is contributing to it, what updates were made, when they were made, all that kind of stuff. So you can track progress of the project, which will be pretty cool. Some of you have already seen our data dictionary, which is we're still testing and iterating on, but it has it's gotten a lot better in the last couple of days with some really good feedback from y'all and from some other users. So that'll be exciting on Friday. You want to talk about the Hackathon and Artifact?
So we've been working on Python and R messaging, and to make it easier for anyone during the weekend trying to get started, either on Python or the R side, on the data set page, the top right corner where you see download, we're going to be adding two options there, basically for you to download a template from our notebook or a Python notebook that has all the initial setup for you, including the idea of the data set referring to them, just to make sure that you can get the most important.
So some of these features, particularly the activity on the sidebar and the data dictionary, will be under an experimental flag because it's not quite ready for prime time. On the day of the hackathon, we'll share some instructions about how you can opt into that experimental group. So yeah, that'll be awesome, and we're really excited to see how y'all like it and how we can help make this an awesome hackathon. Hello.
All right, so that covers the amazing announcement from Data.World. They are an amazing sponsor of D4D. They are a true believer in what D4D is trying to do. So they, huge sponsor. Keep an eye out for their announcements as they will be posting new materials and new resources throughout the hackathon. Again, superb sponsor. If you haven't checked out their platform, we do have a video in our YouTube channel that walks you through on how to use it. Those of you that are on the YouTube channel, we do have the live chat up, so we are able to see what's going on, and video problems finished. But if you didn't catch any of that video, we will be posting this Jupyter notebook shortly, and you'll be able to catch all the announcements. So this was the first time we're experimenting with video in video, a little video section there for you. All right, so moving on. So we got actually a couple questions like, what is a hackathon? So totally stole this from this wonderful blog, MSH District, and they summed it up pretty nicely. It's basically an event where a team of experts or just developers want to come together and collaboratively build something and launch. That's the idea, is to be able to deliver something within a short window. But there's a lot of risk to that because you have less than 40 hours, give or take, to be able to get something turned and burned. So there's a lot of cool momentum, but the important thing is to come in with a scoped idea and be able to really hit it. So when is the event? Again, it is going to be on March 31st on Friday from 6 p.m. EDT. We will be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time with a introduction video from Jonathan Morgan, and then we'll be getting into some quick tips and tricks for those that aren't able to catch this video. And then we will dive into some ground rules, the agenda, and then let y'all kick it and have fun from there. At 2 p.m. on Sunday, we will have a community showcase. And during the showcase is a time for the community to really show off, showcase what you all have done, because you're going to be spending a good chunk of time developing, and we want you to be able to show and tell your story of what you did. We're going to limit the showcase to about 3 to 5 minutes per person, because after a long weekend, we also want to be able to get you back to where you can sleep and get back to the regular grind after the event. Who can participate? Anybody that is a registered D4D member can participate. If you have a friend that is wanting to participate, all they need to do is do the same thing you did, is just sign in or create an account through the contact form, and we'll get you added to our Slack. So we do have a couple cool things coming up, though. We have 8 on-sites scheduled all across the U.S. These events will range in the focus. So we have everything from Austin, Boston, Chicago, DC, Louisville, New York, San Francisco, and Seattle. If you are interested in learning more about these events, check out the key contacts here as well. But there are some caveats. Some be focusing more on local. For example, Louisville and Chicago are going to be focusing more on local stuff, and there's just too many moving pieces for them to have remote. But there are other cities, locations that are more than willing to allow you to jump in. So how will you do that? Well, each city that will be participating or allow remote people will have a hangout set up. You can just go into their channel and hang out in their little hangout room. Hangouts say it's a limit of 10, but that's 10 people video, but it allows for up to 150 people audio on top of that, so no worries there. In addition, for those that are looking to jump into a project, there are a lot of projects that are participating. So right now we have USA Dashboard, Far Right, Election Transparency, Assemble, Immigration Connect, Political Ads, and Boston Crash Modeling, all participating in this weekend's hackathon. All you need to do is you can dive into their channels and start ramping up on their documentation to learn more about who they are, start asking questions in the channel. They're all great groups and very open and wanting to have people come in and help out. So there are key contacts listed there. This will be on the Jupiter page in just a little bit for easy access. They will also be participating in a Google Hangout as well. So throughout the event, if you just want to dive in, meet the people, this is something that we actually strongly suggest is if you want to jump into a project, jump onto their Hangout, because that's a good way to meet the people early on, because these are going to be people you're going to be trudging through the wee hours in the morning with, and it helps to put a name to a face. Now, it's not required, though, that you do work on an established project. You can come in and you can also pitch an idea. So we do have some awesome channels to help with that. So in our Slack channel, if you go to project ideas, this is a great place to come in and pitch your idea. Say, hey, for the hackathon, I'm wanting to do this. Anybody interested? And this channel is great because they'll come in. There's experienced people, novices, and the experience ranges and expertise range. And they'll look at your idea and they'll help you validate it or see if it's feasible, especially for a hackathon. Again, if you have less than 48 hours, it's important to choose a scope that's small. So this is a great channel, a great resource for you to pitch an idea. If you're looking to pitch, then and you get people that are really interested, make a channel and hack away. It's literally that simple. If you're looking for people to help you, we do have an onboarding channel where it's just hashtag onboarding. There it is. And this is a great place where people come in and be like, hey, I'm Bob, I have this skill set. So if you're looking for people, this is a great place to go look. Now, if you don't have a lot of time available, you only have time to knock out 1 or 2 hours, we are recommending all the projects to be using micro projects channel as the go-to resource. So if they have a one-off or something to that effect, they will post it here. So if you're able to contribute, again, only a couple hours, this is the go-to channel to find what's going on there. So yeah, and then if you're gaining traction, you're really liking your project idea, you can also hit up the general channel. And then if you want to be part of the showcase, let us know and we'll we'll have a general Hangout channel set up, and we'll be making announcements in the general channel as well as the Hackathon channel. So keep your eyes or keep your channels open to these two. The Hackathon is a good channel for preparation prior to it, and we'll be using this leading up to the event, and then general will be using to make just more general announcements to the community as we go through. Before I dive into the next subject, any questions up to this point? Cool. Feel free to chime in. If you're on YouTube, feel free to chat. I've got the chat window open, and we'll make sure we get your questions covered. The other thing, so if you do want to go solo, that is totally fine. We're not against people wanting to test out an idea or do something on the solo track. Again, if you want to participate in the community showcase, you're more than welcome to. But we do recommend, we have a vast community of people, and this is a great networking opportunity. So if you're able to bring some people in to help you out, recommend doing that wholeheartedly. So there's a couple other things that we do want to quickly talk about, how to prep for the hackathon. So a couple of general tips is go get some snacks, go get some caffeine ready, and go get some water. It's good to use caffeine for the clutch moments, but it is a tool. So be careful in how you use that tool, so make sure you stay hydrated. We recommend that you do take a nap or a little bit of sleep during the event, just so you can stay rested and focused on what you're going through. The other thing, if you're going to be diving into a brand new project, we recommend that, or an established project, sorry, we recommend that you reach out to the channel to find out how you need to set your environment up. If there's a specific version of Python or JavaScript, like if you're using Node.js or something like that, to establish your environment before the hackathon. This is important because you don't want to spend the first couple of hours that you could be developing on just getting your coding environment set up. If you're wanting to pitch a new project, one of the things we do recommend is that you get the data ahead of time. Is there data sources already out there? Can you go ahead and write the web crawlers to download that data and to have it accessible? If you can, you throw it up on data.world or throw it up on GitHub, but just have it accessible so that you can easily dive into. We do have a question from the community. Are hackathons happening in each city limited to the city-related projects like Boston Crash Modeling for Boston, or can it be established projects too? That is a great question, Keshov. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If we go back to the city list, some cities are open to, actually majority of the cities, aside from, if I'm not mistaken, Chicago and Louisville, they're open to y'all working on D4D projects. Matter of fact, I misspoke. All cities are open to y'all working on D4D projects, but the main focus for Louisville and Chicago is going to be on local projects. This Boston project, or the Boston Crash Modeling, they are open to working on other projects, but they will be they'll have an emphasis on their project as well. So you just may be seeing more energy focused around that one project than others, if that helps answer your question. So yeah, prepping for the hackathon. So we already covered food, naps, and that. So tips and tricks. Again, so I've kind of hinted at scope. This is going to be very important. So if you're going to be diving into established project, we do have established, get on the GitHub page, we do have tags now that are for hackathon. So you should be able to start going through and seeing any tags that are calling out for hackathon issues, so that you can go through and find it. In sake of time, I'm not going to try to go in and find one, but I've been told that they're there. So you can go in there and start looking for tags and start cranking on that. But if you're going to work on your own project, or even if you are working on an established project, make sure what you are working on is something that is small in scope. This is incredibly important. This time is going to fly by fast. When you first start diving in, you're going to be like, all right, this is great. But if you try building a feature that is massive, so as an example, multiplayer in video games. If you're like, I want to build multiplayer, that is a huge scope item because there's so many small or smaller stories that you could be attacking there. If you're familiar with Scrum, that would be considered an epic. So try to break it down in something bite-sized and really leverage either the project channels or project idea channels or general for tips and tricks to see if you're biting off more than you can chew. Again, we want you to be successful and have fun during this hackathon. So we'll be posting this Jupyter notebook in just a little bit. That'll have all these details with more flavor text for these tips and tricks. Any other questions before we cut loose? Okay. Well, thank you all for joining. Really looking forward to it. Again, we'll be starting the hackathon stream probably around 5:30 with the main kickoff at 6. So huge thanks to our sponsors and looking forward to seeing your question about the city in-person hacks. Hit it, Jordan, what you got? This is coming from our YouTube community. And for those on the stream, on the Hangout, more than welcome to ask a question too. So while we wait for Jordan to throw in his question, what is there a particular project or is there something that for the ones on the Hangout that you are looking to join, or is there an idea you're looking to pitch? All right. Jordan Klein, if just hit me up on Slack and I will get your question and we'll post it on the Jupyter Notebook as well. I don't know if you're still there or not. So thank you everybody for joining. And oh, nope. So for context, he thought I was about to dive off. So yeah, we'll just hit me up on Slack and we'll go from there. Everybody have a good night.